What's up, fellas? So important video today. Had a loyal patron supporter that wanted to know, how do I deal with stress now that I'm successful? And this is a great ass video. And it's gonna be a video for you guys as a future reference. All right. I know a lot of you guys on your purpose now. Maybe you just finding my channel and everything. And so you just getting on your grind. But I'm gonna let you know now that once you get to be successful, being successful brings on another level of stress that you got to learn how to block out. Okay. The only stress that success takes care of is financial stress. Right. And technically, even if you make a lot of money, if you do dumb shit, right, living outside your means and stuff like that, and you still gonna be stressed out, right? You can be making $100K a month, but if you want to live like you the Hiltons, fly private planes everywhere and buy lavish cars and stuff, you still gonna be stressed out. But I'm just talking from my guys who, from a more practical standpoint, of guys who got some sense to not do that. I want to give y'all some reference points on things to look forward to and how to handle stress coming for you once you materialize your purpose to where you want it to be. Okay, guys? All right. Number one, guys, number one way I handle stress today is I delete anything or block out anything that causes me to bring on comparisons. I tell y'all guys something. A lot of y'all guys who follow me, you don't see my subscribers. A lot of you guys don't never know why I block my subscribers. Every now and then, maybe once a year, I'll let y'all guys see how many subscribers I got. It's for a reason. And it's because I want to block comparisons, but not so much of you guys' comparisons. My natural competitive, the natural competitiveness I have in me, I will do it. Okay. And so I didn't want to see that number. So I don't even check that number. Maybe, 3 or 4 times a year I'll look at it. But I don't want to be comparing myself to nobody. I don't want to be comparing my growth to my old self. Maybe this time I was getting this many subs a day and now I'm getting this many subs a day. You get that, guys? So when you go down this little path of comparisons, when you guys try to compare, you just got a brand new Cadillac Escalade, brand new. But your neighbor just got the brand new G-Wagon AMG. Instead of you being happy about your Escalade, as in what you have accomplished, you worried about what this motherfucker got. And now that got you feeling a certain type of way. Now, as a man, guys, it's natural in us for us to be competitive like that. That's what makes us great, right? That competitive nature. And I almost think that if you don't have that competitive nature, it's hard for you to be great. But what I want you guys to be comparing yourself to is just trying to be better every day yourself. Not worry about what this person doing, what that person doing. All I want you to do is whatever you're working on, just try to be better at it the next day. Because if you try to compare yourself to what you was doing at this time or what that guy doing or how fast his business going, that'll have you stressed out. Never mind you running a business that might be making you $2-3 million a year. Only thing you sitting here worried about is, well, this guy did this. Case in point, you have a rap artist. They go out, they making millions of dollars a year touring and stuff like this. But then the last album might not have did as good as the previous album. And they stressed out. Instead of saying, man, you know what? This album didn't sell as much as that previous album, but I still make a good living doing what I'm doing. They caught up in, well, the last album sold 300,000 the first week, and now this one right here sold 100,000 the first week. I'm falling off or whatever the case may be. And so you stressed out. Never mind the fact that you still make a damn good living making music, but you're comparing yourself. I've deleted YouTube Studio because YouTube Studio want to make sure you compare yourself. It'll show you, oh, this video ranks third of 10 of the last 10 you made, or 7 of the last 10, right? Never mind that you getting views that anybody else or love to get. Only thing you looking at is, damn, that video there, it did 20,000 more views in the first 48 hours. That comparison. So you have to eliminate things that bring that comparison to you. I want you guys to be competitive, but be competitive with yourself, as in just being better with your craft yourself. Don't start comparing yourself to nobody. Don't get into where you worried about nobody doing. Because if you do, you will be stressed out. I promise you. When you get in to that thing where you worried about what this guy doing or what that guy doing, or even what you was doing 2 years ago. Maybe your business 2 years ago, let's just say it was making $2 million a year, and now it's making $800,000 a year or whatever. You want your business to stay going or whatever, but instead of you being happy that you still making a good living, or you just having a down year, you stressed out that year you made $2 million and this year you made $800,000. Do y'all guys get that? And so you stressed out. Instead of just understanding that business is gonna go through like this right here. It's gonna go through like, it's never gonna be linear. It's never gonna be like that. It's always gonna go through valleys and peaks, ups and downs, always. All right, guys. So eliminate anything in your life that brings comparison. I rarely go to anybody's channel in the manosphere, period. Period. Because they're going to bring on that, oh, he got this, oh, he did 300,000. And so instead of me being happy with what I'm doing, now I'm getting caught up in what this guy doing. I just want to be worried about, I just want to be the best I can be. Okay, guys? So if you have that competitive thing in you that drives you like that and going to bring on that stress, and for somebody like me, I'm a competitive person, it's important for me to block out anything that brings on comparison. Okay? That's why y'all guys don't see none of my numbers or patron support. I'm not competing with nobody. I don't even want to get into that little thing where I'm competing with nobody. I do what I do, and that's all I worry about. Next, guys, number 2, and this is an important one. And remember, guys, I'm taking this from the aspect that you've already reached a level of success. If you're somebody who just getting on your grind, just come back to this video in 3 or 4 years or whenever you very successful, all right? Number 2, build my life where it wasn't so female dependent. Now, I tell you guys, well, I say it like this. This is easy to do when you're getting on your purpose. When you guys are hungry and you're working 100 hours a week, this is very easy to do. You really ain't got time for females. But for all my guys who are working a job and trying to build their business at night, there's going to come a time where you're not working 100 hours a week no more. It's going to come a time where you're successful and you're working a typical 9 to 5 or whatever. Whenever that is, I don't know. For some of you guys, it might be 2 years. For some of you guys, it might take 10 years. But what I'm saying, at some point, you're going to put things into place to where you ain't got to grind like that no more. And so what happens is you're right back in that same position you was when you found my channel, which is a lot of free time on your hand, which means that you end up chasing ass or being female dependent, right? Whether you chasing ass or needing a female companionship, either one, right? I found myself in a position, since I have a lot more free time on my hand right now, to always either it was going to be a woman coming over or going out on a date. I did not like that dependency on female companionship. And so what I had to do was I had to go back and develop some more hobbies. Now, there was one thing that was glaring missing from my life that used to be big back in the day that I knew I had to put back. And I say this because I think this is something a lot of you guys need to do too. We got to get back into them sports, man. I had kind of fell off from basketball, football, except for the occasional big game, like say the Christmas Day games or the Thanksgiving Day games. And maybe I watched the football game when I had some free time on my hand. And of course, the playoffs and stuff like that, if it was a good game. But by and large, I had kind of like fell off on my sports for whatever reason. And I said to myself, man, you need to get back into sports like you used to. And guys, it's been great because every night now I have a good game. Monday night football, Thursday night football. You got basketball. If you got the NBA Sunday ticket, you got basketball games every night. I also got back into playing video games. Now, I used to be heavy into playing video games in my early 20s. And then when NBA Live, I can't remember whatever that was, I stopped playing it for whatever reason. I have no idea why I stopped playing it. And then I tried to get back into it again about 8-9 years ago. And I was so rusty, I gave up on it after about 2 or 3 weeks. This time I have dedicated myself to sticking with it until I get good like I used to, because I want to get back passionate about it, because it's a good pastime. Now understand, guys, if you're somebody who just getting on your purpose and shit, you need to do the opposite of this, right? Fuck football, fuck basketball, fuck video games, fuck all that bullshit. Your ass need to be grinding. This is not for you. As the man say, this is not for you, buddy. This is for my guys that are more successful, their career is more already settled, and they have a lot of free time on their hands. Okay? Being female dependent brings a lot of stress. Being dependent on anything brings a lot of stress on you. Anything in your life that you have a dependency on. If you somebody who don't have a car and you got to depend on somebody to get you back and forth to work, tell me that ain't stressed out. Got you stressed out. That will have you stressed. You need your own ride. It kills a lot of the stress you're going to have in your life when you got to depend on somebody else. And when you depending on female companionship, whether it's a girlfriend or different type of girls or rotation or dates and this, that, and the other, that brings on stress because you're dependent on other things to bring happiness to your life. So me, myself, I had to develop some more hobbies or get back into watching my sports the way I used to where I'm just like, you know, if I got a female to come over, fine. If not, no big deal. I got a game tonight. Okay, guys? And so for all you guys who maybe used to be into sports, but then once you started getting into females and stuff, maybe you don't watch it as much as you used to. Maybe that's something you need to get back into doing. Because it has helped me a whole lot. I can tell you that right now. It seems simple, guys, but it's amazing what just having sports back in my life has done for me. Number 3, guys, and I know a lot of you guys going to disagree with this one, but whatever. Keep more money in savings. So we all know what the financial experts say. Only keep about 6 to 12 months. Well, actually, they say keep 3 to 6 months. But, you know, you have some say keep 6 to 12 months funds for emergencies. Now, I always feel like keeping a year and invest everything else. And from a financial standpoint, guys, that's smart to do that. Because when you got money in your bank account, it's not making you no money. Especially with interest rates the way they is now, you ain't getting nothing off of it. So from that standpoint of making money, yes, they are absolutely right. But what they're not factoring in, guys, is stress. And this is what Dave Ramsey has been trying to get people to understand. Now, Dave Ramsey don't advocate keeping more money in cash, but this is what he advocates when he's telling people to pay off their mortgage. When people go talking about, well, I'll make more in the stock market than paying off my mortgage. And what Dave is talking about, people don't factor in, is risk and stress. And I can sit here and tell you now that having more money saved opposed to just having everything invested has lowered my stress level, guys. Every time the market does something, you ain't got to be like, you know, going crazy and shit. Even if you're a long-term investor, you just can't help it. You know, if you got 99.9% of everything you own in the world tied up in investments, you can't help but to have your emotions, you know, fucked with by CNN and Fox News and shit. When you got 99.99% of your assets in the world tied up in the market, in the housing market and stuff, you can't help it. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to have 50% of your money into your bank account and 50% into investment. I'm not going that crazy. But what I am saying is to lower your stress level, having a little bit more cash in your savings account lowers your stress level tremendously, guys. Even though I know it's costing you money, nobody could put a price on having more money in your savings, the price of that stress level. So let me put it to you guys like this. Let's say you had $1 million to your name. $1 million, it's a good round number. You know what? That's not a practical number for the average guy. Let's say $100,000 to your name. That's a more attainable goal for the average guy. Okay, which one you think you'll feel better with? Having 90,000 in investments and 10,000 in your savings account, or 25,000 in your saving account and 75,000 in investment. Now, the 10,000 probably is good enough for you for the average person of 6 months, unless you're in one of these expensive cities. But if you're somebody in a low, income or a cheap spot, like Alabama or something like that, 10,000 is more than enough to carry you for 6 months, more than likely, if something was to happen. But you can't put a price on what having that extra cash as far as stress. Okay, guys? So I'm just putting that out there. I'm not telling you guys to go liquidate all your goddamn investments and stuff like that and load everything into cash. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that having a little bit more, just a little bit more money into your cash reserves will bring down your stress. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you to go liquidate all your assets and put everything in cash, because I know you guys do everything to the fucking extreme. Y'all guys go from 0 to 100. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just having a little bit more money in savings will bring down your stress level. At least it did for me. Okay. All right. Next, guys. Number 4, how I stay stress-free. Contentment. So one thing that you have to get to, guys, in life, and some people will never get this. I see people all the time, is you have to get to a point, if you want to be stress-free, to be somewhat content. I'm not saying you got to retire and go on a fishing boat every day. What I'm saying is, if you somebody who make $150,000 a year and you are happy and that's a good enough income for you, but you somebody who want to continuously work 100 hours a week, for what? For what? How many cars do you need? Is your dick that little? Seriously, guys. I'm all for us grinding and stuff like that to get your life, get your shit together and stuff like this. But I'd be damned if I'm finna work 100 hours to the day I goddamn die. There ain't enough materialistic bullshit out there that's gonna have me stressed out working like that forever. Period, guys. When I see somebody like Stephen A. Smith, and it's better now than what it was back in the day, I give you that. He ain't doing the shit that he was doing, right? When he was literally on ESPN all fucking day. But to just work like that from sun up to sundown, it's just, guys, you guys have to set out a goal right now. That's a point of reference for you to attain. And once you attain that, kind of kick it back and lower it down a little bit and enjoy life and smell the roses. Because if you don't, and y'all guys see these YouTubers, y'all guys follow YouTubers who y'all been following for years, who make a video every day or make 2 videos every day or 3 videos every day. I just look at them like, man, it just ain't enough money in the world to where I just want to work like that all the fucking time. I understand the grind. Even when I did the gym, guys, I had my mind, okay, I'm going to give up a year of my life to build this business, but I'd be damned if I'm finna sit up here and do 50 sessions a week forever. So if you want to, be stress free, guys, have a point of reference for contentment. Have a number in your bank account that you say, if I reach that, this don't mean you gonna fucking retire. Don't put no fucking words in my mouth. This don't mean you're gonna retire. This means that you're gonna scale it back a little bit and stop and smell the fucking roses. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow, guys. Learn to live life. Get your life to a point to where you need your crib on point. You need your car. You need your wardrobe on point. You want your bank account on point. You want your investments on point. But once you get to a point of reference that you set for yourself, scale it back and enjoy life, guys. Instead of always not being content with what you have. And lastly, guys, block people from your life that bring negativity to it. Now, by this point, if you're somebody who's successful and stuff like that, I'm quite sure you've already blocked out a lot of negative haters and stuff like that. But what you will have outside of those people, guys, if you will have people who come back with negative things that they've heard or somebody said to you. So here you can have a good day, happy day, living your best life. And all it takes is your homeboy to call you or somebody associate call you and say, hey, such and such said this or such and such said that. You got to block all that negativity out your life. I don't allow nobody to come in and steal my energy. Haters are not the only one that steal your energy. So-called friends do too. By gossiping, running around saying this person said that, that person said that. Nobody who is in my life is allowed to gossip with me. I don't play that shit. I don't want to talk about nobody else, and I don't want to hear what nobody said about me. All that shit. If I'm talking to somebody and then they start saying something negative about somebody else, you're stealing my energy. I don't allow negative people to be around me, guys. So if you got people like that in your life, particularly once you're successful, because you're going to have haters and stuff who are going to say stuff and like that, don't allow people to come back and steal your energy by telling you, well, Sam said this, Sheila said that. I don't allow that shit. Anybody on my YouTube videos and stuff like this who try to come back and say, well, this person made a video about you or this person said this about you, I block them immediately. Immediately. No questions asked, guys. I don't play that game. I don't let nobody steal my energy. All right, guys. So these are the 5 ways that I remain stress-free now that I'm successful. I'll get back with you guys later.